Well, back on for another day in the garden and on with another lamp. So as you would have seen in our last video, we got one of the lamps up and it's just completely transformed the front of the tower, just giving it a bit of height really and just giving it more of an authentic look, getting it in place, and absolute bargain. So as you remembered, these lamps were, I think they were €30 each. Some were 30, some were 20. So to get them all painted up white, just fantastic. So I need to get the old one off on the other side of the tower, get some new brackets in, because obviously these are a lot heavier than what the other ones were. We're putting some proper anchor points into the side of the tower, just so it'll properly support it, because during winter we do get quite a lot of high winds. So last thing we want is one of these toppling over as a guest comes in, which obviously would be a nightmare, and obviously would break our lamps. So what we're going to do is get 2 new anchor points in, get the bracket back in place, and then I can start popping these in place and getting them switched on, which would be fantastic. But while I'm going to be doing this, Mum and Ash are going to be cracking on with the rest of the borders. So as you would have seen, obviously the borders are coming along so well, and the design you can actually see taking shape now. Part of the design sorted around the first fountain, and just creating these pathways, it's just fantastic to finally get this sorted. And it's going so much faster now. We know sort of like a technique on how to get the blocks down. So we've got a process. So I'm cutting the blocks, Ash is laying them, Mum's getting them all in place, digging the trenches out. So we've got like a little production line going, getting them in place. But the plan is today, hopefully we can get another full bed in, another lamp up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, after lunch we'll be able to get the second one in and then get one whole section of the garden complete, and we'll be able to see how the design's actually looking. So for now we're going to go and crack on with this lamp, get the other one off, get this one in place, and go from there.
Well, as you can see, the pathways are coming along really well now. We're literally nearly halfway around the garden, which is impressive, but keeping everything straight and in the lines that we want and the curves how we want them and keeping everything exact has been a bit challenging, especially again with the ground just the way that the ground goes. So we've had to come up with some ingenious tools, and Terry's been his usual genius self and created me this little thing, which is brilliant. Now all the paths that we're putting in everywhere is 120 centimeters, so 1.2 meters, and that means that we can use this with the cut on the insides here, so that every path that we do, we slide this along and make sure that we've got our 120s. And it's been a lifesaver, to be honest with you, because there's certain parts of it like this that have got a curve to it, and what it's meant is we've just been able to run this right the way through it, and it means that the curve matches as well from the beginning and end of each block, so it follows exactly as it should. We should be able to show you on the drone how that looks as well, because I think it's going to look pretty cool. I haven't even seen it myself on the drone yet, and I can't wait to see it, because again, to see this rise out the ground the way that it's been, seeing it from up in the chateau is amazing. But still lots to do, probably about another 500 blocks to get down, so I better get cracking.
Well, the next job that we need to get on with is the rest of these fountains. Now, they've all been rendered in with cement and sand, looking fantastic, all built up as one unit now, but they're looking a little bit sort of rough with the cement. Now, we knew it was going to end up like that, and that's why we just carried on with it. But now it's all dry, the next stage is just to go over it with a coat of hydrochloric acid. Now what that'll do is that'll take the top layer of cement off, and it'll give it more of a sandy finish because we'll be able to see a lot more of the sand in it. And what it'll also do is it'll actually expose the faces of all the stone, so we'll be able to see a lot more of the stonework throughout the fountain. It'll just give it like a nicer feel to it as well. And it'll get like all these little bits of cement that are just stuck out here and there. It'll just take those off and give it a smoother finish. Now, we know the Chateau had this same sort of finish on before they rendered the whole lot. So they pointed in between all the stonework and left the face of the stone exposed. And then in time, obviously, they've just rendered the whole lot. But it'll be good to get it back to how it used to be and get it all finished. So I'll get it on now, but all you do is literally just paint it on. And you can see, obviously, it reacts with the cement, which is quite cool seeing it. Go along the whole lot. Once I've done all of that, I can rinse it off, and then it'll give us obviously our finished look that we're wanting. But it is obviously quite dangerous to use, so make sure you've got a mask, goggles and gloves on when you're using it. And then just paint it on. So I'll crack on with getting the rest of this done.
We've done so much the last few days, and I can't believe it's only took a few days to get to this point, to literally have half of the garden completed. And we've already started on this side, so we're a little bit more than halfway now. So it's meant that the last few days we've just been able to crack on with this, and the next few days we're going to be able to crack on with this side. But it is genuinely, it's amazing just to be able to navigate the paths that we have now and walk around and to get the feel of the garden. Obviously, still a long way to go, still a lot to do. These beds all need working on. We've got flowers to go in, we've got bushes to go in. Not going to be done this summer, but we can get the grass down and we can get the form and the shape, and so you can see exactly how it's going to be. So lots more to do. All the paths already, these are all going to be gravelled, and we can start doing that now. Now that they're in place, the gravel can start going down, and it'll give it a more defined sort of look. We'll be able to show you on the drone. It really will start coming to life when we've done that. We've got the whacker, so we're going to slam the gravel into the ground so that we don't get any weeds and grass and everything grown up. And look at these. Terry has done a beautiful job with the hydrochloric acid on these, and they've come out exactly as we wanted. As we've said, it's so in keeping now with the Chateau, with how it all looks. It just ties in together, and they don't look brand new. They look old again, which is exactly what we wanted. And next we'll be starting to look for fountains. We've made decisions on the fountains. I think we are going for the big fountains. However, we have kind of collectively said that we're going to kind of stop working on these for now. Reason being, I think we need the fountains here before we decide what we're going to do. It's likely that we're going to have to sump it, otherwise we're going to have a fairly high water level in here. Until we see the fountains, see where the pumps and everything are going to sit. We don't want to get all of that in place and then have to change it all and do a load more work. So realistically, we're going to get the fountains, and then we'll decide if we're going to put a sump in so we can hide the pump, so that the water level doesn't have to be too high in here. So decisions that we've got to make, but they're nice decisions, and it's just one of them. We'll be getting on with that in the next few weeks and looking into it. Also, the lights. Now, I had the chance last night to see these lights, and it looked stunning. It really has changed the whole appearance of the front of the Chateau, and to have them done, the two of them done, is unbelievable. The other ones were there, and they were just functional. It was when we had people here in the summer, so that they weren't in complete black, like darkness when we're here, because in the night it is completely pitch black here, so we needed something. But these have completely transformed it. So lots more to do, and it's going to be getting on with the next side now. That's going to be the next few steps, and that again, it's going to be assuming that Brico has the actual blocks in stock. So we're going to take a run out now, because they were meant to come in a week ago. They still haven't come in, so we're going to take a quick look to our local one. If they're not there, it's going to be another 3-hour round trip to Le Mans back, just to get what we need so that we can carry on working. So hope you've enjoyed today's episode. We are getting there with it, slowly but surely. But the next few days you'll see this side coming along, and it'll be great just to have the alley walking up to Tracy's cottage, and to be able to meander this side of the garden through the paths as well. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you got the bell click for notifications, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
If you'd like to be part of our journey and help restore the Chateau, then please join us on Patreon, where you'll be part of our journey, receive a piece of the history, and get exclusive videos.